Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Masters of the Universe Revolution, Episode 3, More Things in Heaven and Eternia. As I've mentioned before, I will be going over all the events of the episode as well. So there will be spoilers, so spoilers ahead. Let's talk about the cast real quick. We have Chris Wood as Adam, aka He-Man, Melissa Benoist as Tila, Liam Cunningham is Duncan. We have Keith David as Hordak, Mark Hamill voices Skeletor, Griffin Newman voices Orko, Stephen Root is Cringer and Battlecat, William Shatner voices Keldor, who we found out in the last episode is just Skeletor under disguise. We also have Tiffany Smith as Andra. We also have Lena Headey as Lynn, and of course we have John Delancey as Granomir, the dragon. And we have a new addition to this episode. We have Ted Biaselli as Weldor, who's been brought in to help fix Adam's sword. Or I guess enhance it, maybe. Yeah, it's really more of an enhancement, not so much fixing. So let's get into this episode. This was another really fun episode. As I have mentioned, the pacing on these episodes is quick, so for sure there's a lot of stuff going on. That's why I want to do these overviews along with the review to kind of really touch on all the points. Right, I wrote down notes as things were happening that I felt were important for the story. So let's talk about them. First, we have a flashback to Hordak being challenged by Stondar. But instead, Hordak has his minions attack. So, of course, Stondar was another hero of another kingdom, planet, whatever you want to call it. I made a note that just says Hordak looks so cool. He has one of the best character designs, and I think one of the best updates of any of the characters. And then we do have the reveal of like, wait a minute. So in the last episode, we found out that Keldor was just a Skeletor in disguise. But then we have a revelation, and this is a big one, that Skeletor really was Keldor. Hordak always knew about this. He always knew that King Randor had a brother who was Keldor, who was vanished, and then Hordak took advantage of that to make him into Skeletor. So this is really weird and convoluted. I don't know if any of this stuff aligns with like any original mythos, but I just made a big note saying what the fuck is happening because that was a lot to take a look. Tila gets a new look, which is very cool, very much on the snake theme. After receiving the powers from Granomir, so now she has two staffs, right? Which is very cool. She trains with Lynn. Um, Lynn, I think, gives great advice, and I think Lena Headey is just doing such a terrific job with the performance here. We also see that Orko goes to seek out the help to fix the sword, and this is where we find Wildor. And I keep saying fix, but they really just mean enhance to, so that Adam has figured out that the power of Grayskull, channeled through the sword, can help people remove the technovirus thing that Skeletor's been spreading around. So yeah, Keldor keeps weaving his deceit. Right, only the audience knows these the revelation of what's going on. Yet, he tricks Andra, who is our tech person, to kind of work for him and really do help him to do what he wants to do with which is pretty much conquer, like, put all the citizens under his control. Keldor is arming the citizens with his tech. We get to see that He-Man is distracted off fighting while Keldor is implementing all these changes in the kingdom. So very manipulative of Skeletor, Keldor. I think having William Shatner and Mark Hamill both voice the same character, technically, physically, but they're definitely like different kind of personalities or parts of him. It's very interesting. uh He-Man eventually finds out the truth when he invades Motherboard's castle, but by then this is too late because Motherboard had already made her way over to Grayskull to infect that place with technology, because obviously Tila's not there. She's off looking for the other power, so it's unprotected. Castle Grayskull was left unprotected. Castle Grayskull gets a glow up that is very tech based, and this cuts off the power from He-Man. So we'll talk about that in a second. The Horde from Hordak, like all the ships and everything, invades Eternia, and finally, Skeletor activates all the devices which he has been implanting with the help of Andra. So like everyone fell for the whole plot, like hook, line, and sinker. Um, I feel like this makes a lot of sense because the gang overall is very trusting, right? Of like this, like Keldor was very he weaved himself into their lives very in a very specific way where the vulnerability was like that they care about family and that they are caring people. So yeah, He-Man loses his magic. He's cut off from Grayskull because of the technology. So Adam is captured, taken back to the castle, and that's kind of where we leave things off for this specific episode. So like I said, a lot of stuff happening at once. I think Keldor and Skeletor are some of the best performances here. I've already talked about how much I love Hordak. Um, this show does the bad guys really well because I think the bad guys are like the cool ones here because the good guys, unfortunately, they have to kind of keep falling for the trap, right? At least in the middle, like the middle of the story. This is the middle episode. There's only five, so I think things are definitely going to escalate, and I'm very excited to see where we go from here. So, if you have seen this episode, let me know what you thought about it. We have reviews for episode 1 and 2 on the channel, so make sure to go check those out. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps. We now have memberships open on the YouTube channel. You can check that out. You will get early access to a lot of videos, and you'll also get a couple of videos a month exclusively just for members. As well as some other stuff, you get your own tab in the community, so that'll be a lot of fun. So if you're interested, go check that out. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.